Hello, my loves. I hope you are all well. Today we're going to be talking about when our energy is drained, how to re-energize ourselves when this does happen. Now, sorry, I'm just getting myself comfortable. Now, if you're somebody who is like me, that is very connected to others, so I'm a psychic medium, but I'm also an empath. A lot of my clairs are open. I connect to others' energy. I'm a healer, and I connect to other people quite often to their energy. So it has been a journey for me to learn how to re-energize myself again. I'm mainly going to be talking about this not in my work and from a personal aspect, because I feel this happens to so many people, and I see it within some of my friends and my family, my loved ones, that they can get really highly exhausted really quickly. And it's because of these things. Now, I think the most important thing is to catch it quick. So if you can, recognize when you are starting to burn out. There can be many reasons for this. We can burn out because we are overworking. We can burn out because we are giving too much to others and not enough to ourselves, which is probably the most common one that I see within people, is that they people please and they give so much to others that there's then not enough left for themselves, and they end up being exhausted and drained. Another one is that they are not getting the vital things that they need for their vessel, for their body. And this is where we should always bring it back to. So if you feel right now that you are starting to be drained, or you're like, no, actually I'm exhausted, I'm drained, be that a relationship has ended, a friendship has ended, or even not even an ending, right? Even anything in life to do with work or whatever it may be that has exhausted your energy and drained you. I want you to first of all look at these three things: your food, your sleep, and nature. Nature, I don't care what anybody says, nature is the one thing that will truly re-energize you without you doing a thing. Just being in nature. Are you spending enough time outside your house, or are you confining yourself? Have you been exhausted and drained by something? You felt into the energy of depression, anxiety, and now you're keeping yourself stuck in your house. If that is the case, you are going to continue to be drained. I know it's difficult. I know it is hard. I'm someone that most of my life, more than half of my life, suffered with severe depression, and I do not forget what that feels like. I have not forgotten what that feels like, and I know how difficult it is when you are in that place to get yourself outside. But if you can just force yourself to get into nature, I can promise you this will re-energize you in ways nothing else can. The other one was your sleep, making sure you're getting enough sleep, and also not too much sleep. So you don't want to be keeping yourself indoors and sleeping all the time. You want to be making sure you're getting a good night's sleep. I also find that actually don't come for me, I know it's different for everyone. There'll be some people that need this, but certain sleep medications actually end up making you feel more tired. So if you can find natural ways to help you sleep, then please do so, because I believe that helps. Making sure that you get enough sleep and that you are consuming foods that benefit you, natural sources, natural foods, and water. These three things really help to get your energy levels back up. And I don't mean just your energy levels when you're feeling a little bit low. I mean when something has happened in life and you're absolutely exhausted and you're like, I have no life left in me, I can't move because I am exhausted. These, even when you start to slip, right, these are the three things you always want to come back to. And you know what, even when I start anything new, when I start any new kind of self-development or healing. So for example, I know not everyone is like this, but as a healer, I'm someone that tries to work on certain things and recognize patterns in my life. I noticed at one point in my life, I was struggling with codependency. So I was like, right, we're going to break this pattern and we're going to work on this. Before I started deep diving into that area of self-development, I ensured that I was stable, that my root chakra was cleansed and clear, that I was eating well in nature, that I was drinking enough water, and during the time that I'm healing and that I'm doing this self-development. These are really, really important things. And before I start anything new, I bring myself back to that. So say you get offered a new job. Before you go and start that new job, okay, I'm going to make sure I'm getting enough sleep. I'm going to make sure I get good walk in nature so I feel clear-headed and fresh and ready to start it. I'm making sure that I'm drinking enough water and that I'm eating well so that I feel good enough and clear-minded enough to get really stuck into this new venture and this new job. So that is the thing that I would say always go back to. Another thing that you can do is always bringing your attention back to yourself. A lot of the time when our energy is drained, it is not all the time, but sometimes it can be from energy vampires. I always say in this world, there are radiators and there are drainers. There are certain people and they do not mean to do it, and there is no judgment on these people at all. I'm sure at some point we all have been a little bit of both. There are times where people can really exhaust us. We have to ensure that we are giving ourselves enough attention and enough love that we are not giving so much to others. Part of this is also boundaries. You can be extremely exhausted when you don't put up your boundaries, or when your boundaries are continuously broken by somebody and you don't walk away from them. You can also be drained by not physically looking after yourself and your femininity, giving your body away to too many people, or by not being hygienic, cleanse, looking after yourself. Of course, washing, hygiene, that sort of stuff. All that makes a massive difference. All of those things actually make a huge difference to how you feel within yourself, because you are taking care of yourself and you are looking after your basic necessities and your basic needs, but also cleansing your space energetically, decluttering when it needs decluttering, ensuring that things are put away, that things are tidy. And I know those things sound so silly, and it's like, oh, well, why is that going to make a difference? Because it's energy. Everything in this world is energy. And when you are drained and exhausted, and you have all this clutter and all this stuff and all this energy around you, how can you clear the way and feel free when you have so much around you already, physically and mentally? So I hope that those things help. Please have a look at your sleep. If you're feeling exhausted and drained and burnt out right now, or you're feeling like you're about to, ensure that you're putting your boundaries up and you're walking away where you need to. Ensure that you're sleeping enough, you're eating enough, that you're going out into nature. And I know these things seem so simple, but so often these are the things that go unnoticed, because they are the basics, and because they are the things that should be self-explanatory and should be normal. They end up going on the back burner. And I can promise you, if you focus on these in the next couple of weeks, so quickly you'll brighten back up again. You'll start to get your spark back again. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you again next week.